Yo, 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 what's going on, everyone? What up, what up? It's your girl, Audie, getting at you guys with another Audie's Art Struggles podcast episode. Today is, what is today? Let's take a look. Tuesday, August 20th, 2024. I am sitting in my art studio and something happened today. And it does put a lot of context, or it really explains a lot about who I am as an artist. And I'm sure a lot of artists felt this way, where we spend so much time on an art piece and like something like just goes wrong, like really wrong. Whether it be like you spilling your coffee on your entire painting and it's like not protected, it's not varnished, it's not finished, and you just happen to be drinking black coffee and it just stains your entire piece. And all of a sudden, you don't even have a rag to clean it up. You don't even have paper towels. You just get to the point where you just start stripping yourself, right? Like you just take off your shirt and you just, you're trying to save it and it's just kind of ruined. And you're just wondering at that moment, at that point, if it's even worth redoing it, you know? Um, it's like, say you're in the middle of, varnishing a piece, and guess what? You completely ran out of varnish. Like you're midway, doing it. Um or like you're brushing on the varnish, like you're not spraying it, but like you're varnishing with a brush, right? And you think it looks perfect. Like, you look at it and you're like, "Oh, it's so shiny," and this and that. And when you look up close, like you're seeing like that the brush hairs, like the brush was shedding, and you have little pieces of hair, bristles that are just like on your varnished piece. I know I'm dragging this out, but let me tell you guys, man, something like that fucking happened. It fucking happened. But not none of those things that I was telling you guys just now. It's just that it's just as bad as that. And let me tell you, I have one shelf that won't fit in the router cut. So, man, like it's still not even put together. And the exhibition is tomorrow, right? But I do have like a 4-day bracket, 4-day window to submit, my stuff. I still have to send over a document and things like that. But oh man. Let's just say I took a machine to the finish. Like I'm talking like I sprayed the back of the shelf. I sprayed it black. I varnished both sides of the shelf. Man, it was fucking perfect. And just to get this sucker wedged in, pounded in, hammered in to the side piece, to the sides of the bookshelf, Oh my god. I took a machine to it to oh my god. Yeah, I can't even get myself to say it. But I took a machine to it, and let me tell you, it pretty much scraped the designs on the sides of these shelves. And I fucking blew up, you guys. And I had Rob helping me. I had my dad helping me. Like my dad was on the floor with the side piece of the bookshelf. He was trying to sand it down, just to get this sucker to fit. And no matter how much he was sanding it, and we pounded it, we tried pounding it in a couple of times and it just wouldn't go. So my thought was to router the shelf on both sides to kind of round it off a little bit, and set the shelf in place, and then hammer it in that way. And I only routed one side of it, right? So I was like, you know what, like, don't sand anymore, I'll just go outside and I'll just router the other side of the shelf. That way, if both sides are rounded off, it would slip in better, right? I mean, that's just my thought. I've never had this problem before. And I was telling my parents, I was like, you know what? Like this last piece that we purchased, where I messed up that relationship with that guy, right? The guy that made the cuts on this particular board. The mill, it it still it is not three-fourths of of an inch. It's not. It's a little bit thicker because I have a board, like these other shelves that are going with this piece. You lay them down flat, side by side, with this new piece, and there's a lip. So the one that's giving us problems is thicker. That's why it won't fit in a three-fourth of an inch router cut. So it's the mill. It's the fucking wood mill. It's the lumber yard. They fucked up on, man, I don't even know if it was just that one sheet or whatever, but I really hope a lot of people are like, yo, you guys didn't cut this right, right? Because it wouldn't just be us, because we're not like a big construction company where we're hauling off loads and loads of and sheets of three-fourth, right? Like, we're not the only ones reporting this, is what I'm trying to say. But it's always the smaller people. It's always the small folks that get the brush off, right? But if it's a fucking licensed company, they're gonna be like, oh, let's make it right, we'll replace it. Nah, for us, okay, anyway, I'm not even gonna. But I took a router to it to router off the other side. Man, the plastic piece, it's like an acrylic piece that's attached to the router, scraped off so bad. And I looked at that motherfucker and I was like, oh, hell the fuck no. Oh my God. And, I feel bad for my husband. I feel bad for my dad. I was just like on the verge of screaming because, man, you know how many fucking days I spent on this piece, right? And just 2 fucking seconds, it was just taken away. Oh my God. Like, I couldn't even yell. I couldn't even scream. I couldn't even cry. I was that fucking pissed. Man, I took that shelf and I fucking threw it on my easel, and I think I broke it, honestly, because I tried moving, where you can lower or raise your easel, and it's like crooked and shit, and it's kind of cheap, like I could just go get another one, but or I could just fix it. But I slammed that fucking shelf on the fucking easel, and I was like, I had like a table of like my paints and little bits and bobs of my tools. Man, I flipped that motherfucker over. I was just throwing shit, and I was like, "Oh my god." Like I was just and um my dad came in to bring the cuz when I came back in the house, I was like, "Just leave it." Like I was because my dad was on the floor, like, trying to sand the thing down, and I was like, "Just leave it, just forget it, whatever." And oh my god, and he came in to bring the side that he was working on, and then he stood there for like a second, and I was like, "Just leave me alone." Like I didn't like yell at him, like I was like, "Just leave me alone." So when he walked out, he didn't close the door, and I was just, oh my god, yeah, I fucking took that door and I fucking slammed it. I slammed it so hard that it went out. It yeah, like I broke well, my door's been broke, but like, yeah, I actually like the door just kind of went straight through, and then it got stuck, and I didn't give a fuck. Like I was just like in here, and I was like, what the fuck do I in so I was flipping things over and throwing stuff, and like, it was bad. And I found some rough sandpaper, and I started sanding the hell out of the areas that was like all fucked up, and I did both sides, and I dusted it with my brush, and try to get it as smooth as I can, and I just started, taking paint to it and everything, and I couldn't even cry. Like I was just so pissed, and I was looking around, and I didn't have any water to clean my brush, and so I tried getting out of the door, and it just wouldn't go. And my mom, she was all calling for my dad, and my dad came, and of course came to my rescue. And he comes in, and yeah, like he just opened his arms up, and like just ran to his arms, and yeah, like we just like he started crying. And when like the thing with me, when I get mad, like I get really mad, and my parents, they feel that, like they feel, they just feel that. And I like I'm a very angry person. Like I know sometimes when people listen to my cast, like they think that I'm funny and I sound cute and adorable, and like I'm just this happy go lucky person. I like to think that that's initially like who I am, I had a personality when I was a kid, and I do find a lot of things funny, even in my adulthood. But like I get really angry, like really angry. And whether I cause things to happen to myself, like it just affects other people like around me, like things that they can't see, things that they can't explain. And of course I'm into spirituality, so it's like they can't put a name to it, but they feel it, and it affects them in a certain way. Like there was a time where I got so angry that my mom felt it. I didn't talk to her like all that morning, and like she felt it though, like it, and I wasn't walking around my house slamming stuff, or I wasn't like giving her no attitude, like it was just what I was feeling internally. She felt it and she ended up getting sick, like she just ended up throwing up. And like I just it's really hard for me to, it's like if I'm gonna be mad, like I want to be mad all by myself with the very fucking thing that pissed me off, and I didn't know that shit was gonna happen. If I knew that shit was gonna happen, I would have put a protection thing on it, and this deadline is, it's not so much a deadline, but like I could have had it submitted tomorrow. So it might be submitted like in the next 2 3 days, which is okay. Like I'm used to being late, like I'm used to turning things in late. Like I'm you know, I just do things all of a sudden, and I don't want to just be that way anymore. Like I want to be prepared. But the way, you know, it, this shit could have been avoided if I knew what the fuck that was gonna happen. And this is the same fucking router that I told you guys that I just bought. I just opened it. Oh, man, you fuck with it, and I hope it goes well. Like, and now I see what this little shit it can do. And it's like, man, like all those fucking hours, all those days, being outside in the heat, like running in and out of the house, days, hours, I'm telling you. And one, oh my God, like not even a minute, like probably like 2 to 5 seconds. Man, that it just took all that shit away. Like just 5 seconds. It was destroyed. And you know, like I've had shit go wrong all the time. Like there was a stupid ass time where like I had varnish, and you guys, oh, not varnish, it was paint remover, and I fucking spilled that shit on TV trays that they were done. Like they were fucking done, and my stupid ass like knocked it, and that paint thinner fucking went everywhere. And I was just dabbing it, to take it off, and like just a corner of it, like it was really bad. But the rest of the design, the faux finish, the cloud designs, the rain designs, and it was a butterfly, and the butterfly is just as complicated, time consuming, so detailed, just like the eagle design. And I was like, oh my God. So, and that took me hours. But I'm very proud of myself that I'm able, that if something gets destroyed, or if I made something and if it was purchased, somebody coming back and be like, "Oh, I want that. Can you do that again?" Hell the fuck yes I can. That's the best thing about my craft, is that I am able to duplicate the same fucking thing over and over and over. That's the best thing, because not many artists can do it. That's why they run prints all the time. Like, oh, I don't know if I can make this certain painting again, but I can make something like that. It won't be the same. Maybe they can, I don't know, but every artist is different. But man, like you look at that TV tray, it looked like nothing ever got spilt on it, and I was fucking proud of that. But this shit over here, it's like, yeah, I can do this shit again. Okay, fine. But this sucker is thick as fuck. It's hard to get into the router cut. And, Rob encouraged me to purchase a tool that we'll use. Yeah, I didn't even buy it yet. Fuck, it's still in my fucking cart. God damn it. But it's gonna come tomorrow, hopefully. And then we can just like do whatever we need to do, fucking make another last cut, and that motherfucker better fit. That's all I'm gonna say. But back to what I was saying, is that fuck yeah, I was mad. And I know some artists is, I mean, I don't know how. an artist could fuck up their own shit unless you run over, or you run out of material. Like if you're just in the middle of a varnish and you fucking run out, or you spilled the last of your varnish and you're like fuck, and you're like half of your painting is done. Or it's like you finish varnishing and then your cat jumps on the table and then shakes itself and the fur starts flying everywhere, and then you got a fan on and then the fur just sticks to the like just things, I guess. And it's just like, oh my god, like how did they deal with it? Because me, I'm breaking doors, right? Like I'm breaking doors and door frames, and it's like, yeah, I know it's broke. I know I gave it a little help now. I can't even close this motherfucker now. So I don't have privacy. Like I fucked that part up. And yo, check this. I actually spilled like I had a gallon of paint. I had a gallon of paint, and my stupid ass didn't close it. You're supposed to hammer that motherfucker shut, and I just bought a hammer yesterday. And in the midst of me throwing shit, like just flipping tables over and like all of these things, right? This was how much I didn't give a fuck. I knew, like, I looked at the can of paint. I knew that fucker wasn't closed, and I kicked that bitch, and I didn't even give a fuck that it was spilling out. It's all over my carpet. I don't like this carpet. So just, and it's literally just like right there. Like, I don't know if I want to take pictures because you guys are gonna be like, ugh, yeah, I agree. You have some ugly ass carpet. You better get some new carpet. Yes, but don't rub it in. I already said it. You don't need to say it back to me. Just look at it and just say, God damn it. Don't say nothing else. But so if you're an artist, please drop it in the comments. What what do you like, what has happened to you and how did you fix it? Were you able to save your art piece? Did you end up tossing that motherfucker? Did you donate that shit to the Salvation Army? Like what the fuck did you do with it? Like how did you fix it? And we've been in this business for so long that we know how to correct our things, but man, like, and me knowing that, yeah, I didn't have to lash out like that, but fuck, man. Like, it's just this one fucking shelf. It's this one shelf. It's not the side pieces, it's this particular shelf. And let me tell you, I'm not going to get into the spiritual stuff. I'm not going to get into haters. I'm not going to get into people watching or, whatever the fuck. But this one was giving me problems, man. It's not just the thickness of the piece. Man, like it like I kept messing up on the actual design. I was messing up on the line work. I like my liner brushes, like I couldn't even decide. Like I had to recondition all my brushes with hair conditioner, okay? To make the bristles soft, because some of these liner brushes I haven't used in months. So just to kind of revive them, and they're stiff and they're not very flexible anymore. So I reconditioned them, and I was using every single liner brush, and I could not get the design right. The paint wasn't even cooperating with me, and I have two different kinds of paint that I use. I use acrylic gouache and heavy body acrylic. I watered those motherfuckers down, and I used the fluid additive, and it wasn't gliding like it fucking says. And I'm just like, man, oh my god, I need a fucking break. It was just hard. It was hard to get through this one fucking shelf. That is crazy. All the other shelves went great. The side pieces were great, but it was just this one that was giving me problems. The clout design was even giving me problems, and that's like the most simplest design, right? Um, People think that painting or and drawing lines are easy. It's not. You can try doing it yourself, right? Um, but when you're constantly doing it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, you're just you get tired, like you just get tired, like your hand starts to cramp, and like like your eyes are getting tired, you're getting sleepy, you're painting, all of these hours, and you just start to get exhausted, and but you can't fuck up. It's supposed to be precise, it's supposed to be, um just perfect. Honestly, it is supposed to be perfect, at least my art. But yeah, like everything was just, it was just insane. But I gotta go back, and I need to order that tool. That way it arrives tomorrow, and we can get back to work, and hopefully um do the building that we need to do. And I still gotta go to art supply, and I need to get some pins for my paintings and get those ready. And I still have documents to send over to the exhibit. So um nothing's done yet, man. Like nothing's really done. Like I still have to go outside, and the back side of the shelf, underneath the shelf, it's all damaged as well. So I have to sand that, dust it. I'm gonna reapply the black paint. I have to wait for that to dry, and then I gotta brush the varnish on. So I might just take the rest of the day off. Let's see, what time is it? The time right now is 3:38, and I really don't want to worry about it. Because being angry, it did fucking take a lot out of me. I just want something good to eat. I just maybe want to go out for a while. I still need to get those things at our supply, and just whatever the things that I need for, to get all of these things together. I would rather go out and purchase those things, and tomorrow just come back into the studio and see what the fuck else I can do. um and if you guys are wondering, no, I did not clean up the paint. I'm just letting it dry. My parents seen it, and they were just like, "Oh, it's okay. You want it better carpet anyway." So I'm not even gonna stress about the paint loss right there. There's still some in the bucket that I could still use for future projects. Excuse me. So I'm not even gonna worry about it, man, because man, this was a fucking lot. This was a lot, and it's not fun when this shit happens. I never had this happen before, where the fucking lumber yard fucked up. But nobody's gonna want to take accountability, like, oh yeah, that was me, I kind of fucked up. Whether it was a new guy cutting these fucking slices of boards and shit, man, he's not gonna admit to that. Why? Because it's gonna probably cost him his job, right? So they're not gonna admit to it. It's all our fault. They're gonna be like, oh well, did you know that your router bit could like get short? And it's like, well, how is it that there's a fucking there's a lip when you put these boards side to side with something that with another piece of board that actually fits in a 3/4 router cut? Explain that, you know? But it's never their fault, it's your fault. What they sold you, that's your fault because you bought it and you didn't check it out before you bought it. But it's like, well, clearly you didn't check that these boards were legit 3/4. So honestly, next time, and that's another thing I gotta add to my cart is I'm gonna take a measuring. It's like a clamp, but you measure. You clamp it to something, and then it tells you the measurements, the precise measurements. Man, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna fucking do that. I'm gonna measure the boards that actually fit a 3/4, right? So that it fits. And I'm gonna take that tool with me when I go to the lumber yard, and I'm gonna fucking measure those motherfuckers before I even buy it. Because hauling those bitches, man, it's heavy. It's work. And I don't need this shit happening to me again. Get the fuck out of my face. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's a fucking nightmare, let me tell you. And the thing that I wish that I did was take before and after photos, but yo, I was so fucking pissed. And not only that, when I slammed the door shut, I couldn't get out, and my cell phone was sitting on my coffee table. And but I don't think I'm gonna be taking photos because yeah, I don't want to get mad all over again. I mean, it looks decent, but man, I just remember exactly how it looked, like it was fucking perfect. Now it's yeah, you can feel there's a little bit of texture that I could not sand off. But it'll be fine. So I'm not gonna worry or stress about it. So yeah, I gotta take care of the back, but I'm gonna do all of that shit tomorrow. I just wanna chill and enjoy the rest of the evening. I could really take a nap right now. I was so damn pissed. But anyways, thank you guys so much for pressing play. Don't forget to add, rate, comment, subscribe, follow, and share. And don't forget to sign up for my newsletter. You can find links on my Facebook, which is facebook.com/, the official AudreyalKoinva. And on this under this episode in the description, yeah, you can sign up for my newsletters, and man, you can what you're gonna receive is like a sneak peek or a glimpse of my art boards on upcoming projects. I'm gonna do like the like vlog style videos of me like doing my works and stuff. I hope you guys will be down for that. And these videos, they're only gonna be for people that are signed up to my newsletters. These are exclusive videos. They're not gonna be public because I don't need people fucking like spying and shit, trying to send me bad vibes and negativity, wishing nothing but bad shit to happen as I'm working. I don't fucking need this shit. If you're gonna sign up for my shit, man, I'm gonna know who the fuck you are. All right. And this shit is real. These things are real to me, my works, and even my family. People do this shit. People don't want to be happy for you. They're not happy for you and the things that you're doing. Jealousy. I don't fucking need that shit. None of us need that shit if you're a good person. You work honestly, you work hard. Man, yeah, we need they need to do better. All right. But yeah, there's gonna be vlog style videos, just a whole bunch of other stuff. You guys can help me design like a piece of furniture. You guys can, I'll put up polls and you guys can vote on the design, color, and the type of furniture, things like that. If you guys are into art, and if you guys just want to see more of what I'm doing other than what I'm putting on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, then yeah, that's where you want to be. So these each newsletter is going to be released once a week, maybe twice a week, just depending on how much I get done and how much I got going on. And the art style videos, those are going to be released once a week. So I hope you guys will like it. um there will be videos that are going to be public, but yeah, it's just to give you all or everyone that is not signed up just a glimpse of what they're missing out on. You know what I mean? So yeah, but I love y'all so much for listening. Don't forget to add, rate, comment, subscribe, follow, and share. And man, I'm tired. Let's all take a nap. And I will take you guys in the next Audie's Art Struggles podcast. Peace.